For 8 years, our first guest has served as Vice President of the United States, and this is his new book entitled The Assault on Reason. It's in stores now. Please welcome Al Gore. Al, come on up. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for being here. Would it have killed you to wear a tie? Honest to God.
Well, I heard you guys were going on vacation, so...
you thought it was dressed down? Sure, yeah. And why not? Listen, congratulations on your Academy Award. How about that? That's pretty exciting, huh?
Thank you very much.
Tell us about that whole process where you get nominated, you find out you're nominated, and then you wait for the night and you're there all dressed up. It must have been terribly exciting.
Yeah, and there was a problem with counting the votes. We had to wait. No, David Guggenheim, the director, and the entire team did just a terrific job, and it was a fun experience.
Mm-hmm. And you were there with a lot of stars, a lot of famous people and stuff. Was that exciting?
It was, yeah. But I'm old enough to know that a red carpet's just a rug. Enjoy the pageantry, and it was really fun.
Yeah. And now the film was what you have been doing now for quite a long time. It was a filmed version of a lecture that you've put together over how many years?
20 years. Actually, I've been trying to tell the story of the climate crisis for 30 years. You and I have talked about it before, and for 20 years I've been putting together this slideshow, and I always knew it would make a great movie. I mean, you know, a global warming slideshow presented by Al Gore. What doesn't say blockbuster?
Where do I get my tickets? Oh, man. Now let me, I saw the movie, and here's what I liked about the movie, because I'm just a dumb guy. Honestly, I don't know that much about anything. And I go to the movie, and very neatly and impressively it outlines the problems with the world's climate now. Yeah. And to the point where you think, man, we really are screwed. And then at the end you say, but we can do some things about this. And then you've got like 5 things we can do about it. I forgot those things.
Yeah.
See, that's my problem.
Yeah,
I want to help.
Yeah.
I saw a thing the other day where they were talking about the Southern Ocean down around Antarctica is now saturated with carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
And they thought, well, no, it's not yet saturated. Turns out it is.
Yeah, you know, one of the reasons I always love coming on this show is that you really are such a wonk. I mean, you know, I mean,
thanks.
I've recognized that in the past, but I'll say this to the audience, you will not believe this. I have done lots of late night shows and other comedy shows. It's the first time I've been asked about CO2 saturation in the Southern Ocean. But let me... But since it's a serious question, let me give you a serious answer. That is one of several new areas of concern where the scientists are saying, hey, look, if we don't fix this pretty quickly, we could cross one of these negative tripwires or tipping points where the thing spirals out of control.
We're very close to that, from what I understand. Closer than we heretofore believe.
That's correct. The scientists who I most respect, people like Jim Hansen, who works here in this city for NASA, many others.
Is he the guy who did the Muppets? Because
he was very good.
He's damn good.
So that's why Kermit was green, and
I understand.
But the ability of the Earth's environmental system to keep absorbing all this abuse. We're putting 70 million tons of global warming pollution into the atmosphere every single day, and some of it is absorbed by the oceans, which has been moderating the immediate impact of it. But what you're referring to is a very important scientific study that just came out recently saying, wait a minute, the capacity of the oceans to absorb this may be getting filled up. There's some other new similar studies. There's an amount of frozen CO2 and methane in Siberia that could melt if we don't act quickly. They just found out that in part of Antarctica, West Antarctica, there has been an area of extensive snow melting that covered an area the size of California for an extended period of time. It was 41 degrees Fahrenheit down there. These are among the signs that, and the overall CO2 additions to the system seem to be going up, and the rate of increase is increasing. So we got to do something about this.
The schedule clearly is accelerated, and we hear horrible things like not too long from now the average summer temperature in the Northeast will be 100 plus. Is there anything good that we can listen to and be impressed and hopeful about?
Yeah, I think the good news is that we really do seem to be getting closer to a political tipping point where the American people, in both, without regard to political party, are getting much closer to saying, all right, look, we have got to really face up to this and solve this. I think the people are way ahead of the politicians on this, and I think that the signs can also be seen in a lot of business leaders, faith leaders, who in the past were on the other side of this, who are now saying, okay, look, we've got to, you know, the planet has a fever. And if your baby has a fever, you go to the doctor. If the doctor says you got to do something, you don't say, well, I read a science fiction novel that tells me this isn't an issue. Yeah. You say, okay.
But it is encouraging because more and more people are talking about it, and finally we seem to have convinced everyone that it, in fact, is an actual problem.
Not quite everyone.
Well, I heard somebody say it's interesting because it's not the planet that's a danger. The planet will be fine. Yeah. It's just all of the humans will be gone.
That's right.
The planet will do just fine without us.
That's right.
Everything will be great without us.
The polar bears and the people. That's
We'll be right back here with Al Gore.